Hi, I'm Amanda Beard, 7-time medalist. I get my Aquasphere gear at swimoutlet.com, the web's most popular swim shop. Check them out today.
This is the Morning Swim Show for Friday, October 14th, 2011. I'm your host, Jeff Cummings, and today in the Finis Monitor, we'll be joined by Canada's Richard Weinberger. Next week, he'll be lining up to swim the 10K at the Pan American Games, where he is one of the favorites for the gold medal. And Richard joins us right now in the Finis Monitor from Victoria, British Columbia. Hi, Richard. How are you today?
Pretty good. How are you?
So you getting excited for this 10K in Mexico?
Yes, I've been putting a lot of time into preparation and everything, but it's been a challenge with going to school and everything, but hopefully I'm ready to go.
What are you studying in school?
I'm going into economics.
Interesting. What are your career plans along those lines?
Hopefully branch off into business and see what I can do in there.
Well, I guess there's probably 100 different things you could do with an economics degree. That's probably the good thing about it. Well, as I mentioned, you're one of the favorites for the gold medal in this 10K, especially now that Alex Meyer of the U.S. is elected not to swim in it. What do you think your chances are for this race?
I told Ron at the beginning of the season, I took a week off, and I told Ron I want to be top 3. I want to be on the podium and hopefully compete with these guys, because they're all great swimmers. No matter who the Americans send, they're going to be great swimmers. Gemmell, Andrew, Chad Latourette. Also, there's some South American swimmers down south. Samuel Debata, a great swimmer. There's a guy from Argentina, Ecuador, everything. So it's going to be a tough race.
Sounds like you're really scoping out the competition.
Yeah.
Now, if you win next week, it's going to be your second big win in just a couple of months. You won the 10K test event in London. Take us through the experience of that.
Well, it was definitely unexpected. I've always dreamed of competing with those guys and racing those guys, but I never imagined that I would be there at this age, competing against senior swimmers like Thomas Lertz and Spiros. And I had the proper strategy. My coach Ron Jacks, he pretty much told me what to do, and I listened, and it just turned out well.
Well, tell us about that strategy. What went into play that enabled you to win the race?
So pretty much in London, there's 8 laps of 12.25K laps, or 1.25K laps, 8 of them. And the goal was just hopefully like set a pace for the first 4, but be long and smooth and easy. And then at around the 4th lap, take a caffeine drink with aspirin. And then just try and push the pace. Not lead, but just try and get other people to go, so that I can still draft off of them and but still push the pace. And so at around the 6th lap, or the end of the 6th lap, coming into the 7th lap, I took the lead, and I just went all out, and people fell off. So. Yeah.
Well, tell me about this. You said you take caffeine and aspirin during the race. What are those two things trying to help you do?
Caffeine just gives me it's a mental and physical boost. I realize mentally I'm just taking caffeine, so I feel great, and physically it just wakes me up. I'm more focused and just ready to move if I have to, if the pace just goes. And a lot of these guys have a lot of speed. There's a lot of sub 15-minute milers in the race, and I need to be at the end of the race. I need to be ready to go and ready to do a final sprint.
Is this something you've always done, had caffeine and aspirin, or is it something that you kind of started doing recently?
Well, actually, Ron had a swimmer beforehand Greg Streppel, and he always took caffeine and at certain parts in the race, and it worked out very well for him. And so Ron just tried it on me, and it works really well for me too. So right from the get-go, I tried my very first race down in Florida, Fort Myers. I tried caffeine, and I did really well, and I liked it, so I just stuck to it.
What are your thoughts on the Olympic venue there?
Oh, it's gorgeous. I love it there. It's the basin's amazing. It's I reckon it's going to be one of the most watched events at the Olympic Games because it's just so viewer friendly. So.
Well, I want to let viewers know that you haven't yet qualified for the Olympic 10K race for Canada. You still have to go through that qualifying swim in Portugal, but I imagine not only being able to swim the test event in London, but also winning it's got to give you a little boost of confidence that you can not only qualify, but now, fight for a medal.
Yeah, exactly. I definitely want to be there, and I definitely want to compete for hopefully a medal, but anything can happen in these open water races, and I've got to have respect for the venue, for the swimmers, for location. Everything just plays a part, and I just got to have respect for just all these variables that could add up to my benefit or add up to a real challenge.
And we've interviewed a few open water swimmers on the show before, and they've said that they train almost exclusively in the pool and that they do very little actual open water training. Is that true for you as well?
Yeah, I like to stick to the pool and just train in the pool because deep water out in the lakes and stuff freaks me out. So.
Well, I would imagine you're probably going to have to get over that if you want to be probably a pretty successful open water swimmer. They do some pretty important swims out in the ocean and big lakes too.
Mm-hmm.
So,
yeah.
Tell us about what your plans are for the Canadian Olympic trials. Do you want to try to make the Olympic team in a pool event as well?
I've always dreamed of that when I was a younger swimmer, when I was like 10 years old. But I just realized that I'm not strong enough to make pool events. The FINA cuts are ridiculous, and we've got Ryan Cochran who's well under the FINA, and I would have to go under the FINA to make the mile. But it's not unrealistic, but it's definitely a challenge, and it might be something that I would have to go out of my way to achieve. Versus I'd rather just stick to the open water swimming and possibly fight for a medal versus just make the FINA and not even make a final at the Olympics in the 1500.
Well, look at it this way. I'm sure doing a mile and a 10K just a few days apart would be pretty tiring anyway.
Yeah, there's been a lot of swimmers that have done it. Petar Stochev, he's a great swimmer, and he's an older guy, but back in the days he was a tough guy, and he was able to do it. So I don't know, maybe.
Well, you're a young guy. You're only 21, so maybe for Rio we'll see you step up and do the 1500 and the 10K. You'll have built up a little bit more confidence, I'm sure.
Yeah, for sure.
Well, you got the Pan Am next week, 10K, and good luck with that, and thanks for joining us today.
Thank you very much.
All right, that's Richard Weinberger joining us in the Finis Monitor, and that's going to do it for today's edition of the Morning Swim Show. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.